Where do you think you'd be if it wasn't for Stoll?
Homeless. Without a doubt, homeless. Yeah, because I couldn't cope. I probably wouldn't even be talking to you now. It's truth no matter. I probably wouldn't be on this earth.
The No Homeless Veterans campaign starts in May of 2022. Veterans are particularly vulnerable to homelessness. For far too many, up to 400 in any one year, end up with periods of homelessness. The No Homeless Veterans campaign is determined to make a difference to that and to bring that number down as close to zero as we can possibly get.
There's an agreement with local authorities and veterans that you sort of get looked at, but I really wasn't. Here's me waiting to be discharged from hospital and I'm literally homeless. Not every organisation would understand veterans. There's a bit of a breeding ground for men's vulnerabilities to become entrenched, that by the time they leave the services, they're not the type to ask for help or do things the right way, and therefore they become vulnerable to homelessness and they become homeless. So I do think it's still a problem.
I think it's really important that we identify that the ethos of the Covenant is to make sure that veterans aren't disadvantaged as a result of their service. And until we get past whatever it is that causes us as veterans to be reluctant to engage in mainstream services, veteran-specific services are going to play a really important role.
I'd say that good quality housing is paramount, as is good quality support. We often find that once people have a roof over their head and we've got to know the veteran for a while, then often what will happen is that then the veteran might relax a bit, and that's often when issues that will need support will arise as people feel settled in their housing. So I'd say it's absolute key to someone's journey.
It's just a weight lifted off your mind every morning I wake up with a roof over my head, a fridge, I can have my own food in, I don't have to go and raid bins or go to the Methodist church for my breakfast. When you're homeless, it's a sort of stigma and it's a sort of shame.
Do you know, I think until you're in a situation where you're confronted with something as visceral as homelessness, whether it is, rotating on made sofas, which arguably is a fairly civilized way to be homeless versus, perhaps when you're on the street, you can be a bit in between a rock and a hard place, and you don't always have the time to sort the stuff out that would help you to sort of speed up your own process of getting into housing. The No Homeless Veterans campaign is led by Stoll on behalf of the Copsio Housing Cluster.
This campaign is, we're very fortunate actually. It's been supported by the Forces in Mind Trust by a substantial grant, and that's enabled by the National Lottery. We're working with a range of partners, but in particular the National Housing Federation and Homeless Link. Stoll's leading this work, but we are absolutely indebted to the partners we're working with.
Stoll's done a number of things, and you know what, Stoll, I believe, are a great organisation. They help many veterans here.
The word is support. All the fundamentals are there for me to get on, and I am getting on, and lots of other people are here as well.
Housing veterans is important, but housing and helping them, and those two things together, is something that's going to be a key focus for our campaign. No Homeless Veterans will make a difference to the lives of homeless veterans.